It's 1979. A group of aspiring adult filmmakers travel to rural Texas for a clandestine shoot. But when their reclusive hosts discover what they're up to,
shame, 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 shame,
heads are gonna roll. X is the new horror film written and directed by Ty West. I'm a fan of Ty West. I've enjoyed pretty much all of his movies, and not long ago during a live stream, I asked the universe for a new Ty West film. And the universe answered. Or A24 answered. Over the past few years, with releases such as Hereditary, The Witch, The Lighthouse, and Midsommar under their belt, A24 has become something of a refuge for moviegoers seeking something other than remakes, requels, and the like. A24 has proven again and again that they're willing to roll the dice on original and seemingly non-commercial properties. So when I saw that A24 was releasing the new Ty West film, I was floored. When I saw the trailer, I was all in. Bring it on. X is a difficult film to compress down to a couple of simple sentences. Yet I wouldn't say that there's a whole lot to spoil here. On one hand, X is a pretty straightforward slasher film, at least during the second half. However, there's more going on here. The first half of X has these wonderfully light, funny character moments that provide at least some idea of who the characters are, what they want out of life, and how they plan to achieve it. At the same time, West sprinkles in these little moments of tension and unease, reminding us that there's an underlying menace. On the other hand, the movie explores the horrors of growing old, of becoming physically infirm, and overcome with regret. You have one group of people who are young, able, and free, living for the moment, but still full of aspirations, and with what, at least seems to be, all the time in the world to learn, grow, and achieve. And then you have these two elderly characters who are the polar opposite. They're broken physically and mentally, nearing the end of their lives. Lives now wrought with loss, envy, and regret. The two worlds inevitably collide, and bad things happen. With X, I felt conflicted in a way I don't normally do while watching a slasher. I liked all the main characters, and honestly, didn't want anything bad to happen to them. West gives each one just enough character development to make them at least semi-relatable. And though the elderly couple are the villains here, I still felt for them. I'm getting older, and sometimes I definitely feel my years, and then some. When you realize you no longer have all the time in the world, you come to value time all the more, and fear it. There's also this sense of hippie idealism turning capitalist. It's pre-AIDS, everyone is very open and frank about sexuality. Love is still free, of course. But how can we turn a profit from it? The cast of X is simply incredible. Mia Goth plays Maxine, a young woman who wants fame and fortune, and is naive enough to think she'll achieve just that by starring in low-budget dirty movies. And then there's Wayne, Maxine's boyfriend, and the mastermind behind this scheme, played by Martin Henderson. He's your classic shifty-eyed used car salesman who wants the same thing Maxine does, and is willing to exploit whoever it takes to make that happen. Brittany Snow, Kid Cudi, Jenna Ortega, and Owen Campbell round out an incredibly strong supporting cast. Snow in particular shines. Her chosen profession has made her both wise and manipulative. Snow also has quite a set of pipes on her. I'm talking about her voice. She has a beautiful singing voice. Pervert. With House of the Devil, West performed wonders capturing the aesthetics of an early 80s horror film. And he does exactly the same here, only better, capturing both the look and feel of a 70s grindhouse film. He doesn't do anything over the top or garish. He doesn't add film elements to make the picture look grainy, distressed, or damaged. West keeps it simple and has clearly watched Tobe Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre a time or two. And was it just me, or did anybody else get eaten alive type vibes here too? There were several moments during X that made me almost out loud in the theater say, now that looks like a 70s movie. There's a shot of Maxine and company arriving at the secluded location where they plan to shoot their little movie. It's a medium shot, it's one take, and it lasts for maybe 10 seconds. It's the kind of shot that in most modern horror films wouldn't even make the final cut. Or it would contain 6 edits cutting to 4 different angles of the van and the passengers inside, accompanied by a mumble rap track. The entire time this short scene plays out, there's this soft, ominous music and a ghostly woman half-heartedly humming on the soundtrack. That 10 seconds, that single medium shot, and that haunting music does so much to inform the audience of what's to come. There's another great, simple sequence involving a character who's gone skinny dipping in a nearby pond. A pond that is, unbeknownst to her, home to a sizable alligator. West is able to create and build more tension during this 2-minute sequence than most filmmakers can muster with a 90-minute runtime at their disposal. The last act of X plays out as a pretty straightforward slasher, with plenty of bloodshed and some gore. There's a great murder sequence in which West incorporates Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper. On a side note, Blue Oyster Cult never wrote a bad song, and Don't Fear the Reaper is one of, if not the, greatest rock and roll tracks ever recorded. I was expecting a wild twist or two during the final act, but that didn't really happen. I recognized something very early on in the film. I won't spoil anything though, even though I don't think it's really a spoiler, but still, I was expecting a twist, but honestly, I'm glad the movie didn't go that route. West did throw something quite unexpected my way, though. Of course, I'm talking about that geriatric sex scene. It was so hot. Ty West has done it again. I loved X. I can't recommend it any higher. And he's already filmed a prequel to X. So count me in for Pearl. If you haven't seen X, go and check it out. If you have seen the film, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Thank you to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and have a say in what content appears on my channel. Join me for monthly live streams and much more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.